Hello everybody, my name is Tatiana Saruis. I'm from the University of Modena and Reggio Emilia in Italy, and my presentation is about the training needs of refugees and asylum seekers that are involved as intercultural mediators and interpreters in the organizations and services that work with their peers. The source of the information that I'm going to present are two European Erasmus Plus projects, the Reculm project and the Inter4Ref project. These projects are similar in their aims, but different in the target groups that they address. The first project is about the intercultural mediators that work in the refugee context, and the second project is addressed to interpreters that work in this context. Both of them aim to study their training needs and to provide them resources to improve their job. This is the partnership involved in the two projects. There are the University of Almeria in Spain, the University of Modena and Reggio Emilia in Italy, the Greek organization ECHE, that is the coordinator of the partnership, and the University of Glasgow. Both these projects included a phase of desk and field research that was conducted in the four countries of the partnership. The field research was conducted through qualitative methods, and semi-structured interviews were realized involving intercultural mediators and interpreters and field experts, including NGOs managers, practitioners, training providers, and academics. 42 interviews were realized within the Reculm project in 2017, and 48 interviews were collected within the Inter4Ref project in 2019. I will present some findings from these researches. First of all, we highlighted, as other studies before, that refugees and asylum seekers may be asked to act as intercultural mediators or interpreters for their peers. At the beginning, they play this role as volunteers or informally. However, by time, it is not rare that they start to work in this role with a formal contract. The reasons are the following. First of all, in the context of asylum seekers and refugees, the need of language skills is very strong, as the needed languages change very quickly with the changing fluxes of asylum seekers from different parts of the world. And in some cases, they are rare languages coming from small regions or dialects that cannot be easily found in the countries of arrival. Thus, the language skills tend to prevail in the search for interpreters or intercultural mediators compared to other skills that should be asked to carry out these jobs. Secondly, it is a common idea that to meet interpreters or mediators with a similar background and experiences helps to open the communication with people who are in difficulty and with painful experiences. This helps to overcome the communication barriers and to gain their trust. It is also a common idea that it has empowering effects on other asylum seekers and refugees to meet someone who is already in an integration pathway in the country of arrival. Finally, it should be added that the access to this kind of jobs is quite easy. There are differences in the 4 countries under study. However, in general, these jobs are characterized by a weak standardization of the qualifications and of the professional profiles. So the access, it is not very difficult, but the continuity is problematic, as these jobs have a weak position in the labor market, still with differences among the 4 countries. However, the contracts for these jobs tend to be not continuous and low paid. This is a problem both for the quality of the provided services for the beneficiaries and also for the integration pathways of the refugees and asylum seekers that see these jobs as an opportunity of integration in the country of arrival. Then, asylum seekers and refugees are important and precious resources for the organizations that work with their peers. However, there are some problems. They quite obviously are usually not trained to carry out these jobs. They may have a variable educational background. Also, university degrees may be useful for these professions, for example, in psychology or communication. However, in many cases, usually they mainly acquire specific skills and learn the job in the field. Only after they have started to work in this field, they search for training or educational opportunities to improve their job. So when they already work, they start to find training opportunities. Finally, it should be remembered that they could have personal difficulties due to their background, to their painful experiences, as they still are asylum seekers or refugees. Their background could be important to help them to carry out this kind of jobs. However, if they are still suffering, this can also be problematic in the relationship they build with the beneficiaries of the service. Their personal background can be a resource only if they are helped to elaborate their experience and to use it as an intentional tool to build relationships and to interact with the beneficiaries of these services. So, how the education and training resources can be organized to meet the training needs of these workers. First of all, it would be useful to have programs aimed to recognize and formalize the skills they acquire in the field, to help them to obtain a formal qualification for their job. The training opportunities should be targeted to their situation. So not too long. For example, the 3 years courses at the university tend to be considered too long for them, not too expensive, and consenting them to conciliate work and training, as they usually already work when they start a training course. Secondly, the training opportunities should take in account that they may have different educational backgrounds, levels, and experiences. Thirdly, they should be multidisciplinary, including different areas of knowledge, skills, and competencies. For example, our interviewed asked to have training on refugees, laws and conditions, so both about the legal conditions of refugees in the different countries, and also to the geopolitical situation that give birth to the phenomenon of refugees, but also about interpretation and communication tools, about social relational issues, psychological aspects, cultural aspects, and so on. Finally, there should be a good connection between theory and practices, as these people are already working and they will need knowledge and tools to connect what they live in the services and the theoretical background that would be useful to improve their work. And these are the characteristics that we considered in elaborating the training resources that you can find free of cost online in the two websites of the project. In the website of the Reculm project, you can find slides for training, self-training, online or live lectures, case studies, question and answers to be used with intercultural mediators. In the Inter4Ref website, for the moment, you can find the training needs analysis, and you also can have access to a free course for interpreters who work with refugees and asylum seekers. It will be held in August 2020, and it also has the possibility of upgrade. By time, other resources will be available, so if you would like to have an update, please follow us on the Facebook. I'm at the end of my presentation. I thank you for your attention. Hope it was quite interesting, and I'm looking forward to meeting you online on June the 9th at the forum meeting. So thank you and bye.